Oh, boys and girls, you're in for a bumpy ride on a fine Friday evening. This is number two. We had a little soiree earlier this evening, but we are capping the night, a nightcap, if you will. Look who we've got. It's Stirring the Pot with Donkey Kane and my very special guest, the Bionic badass Brian Albertson. What's up, baby?
Dude, I am here. I am Bionic. I am a fucking genuine motherfucking badass. And I'm here today to tell you Happy New Year, baby.
Yeah. Happy New Year, my friend.
Absolutely. It can't be worse than the last one. So let's just be strong and get through this shit once again.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take this moment to do a shot.
Oh. So Mr. Albertson, you've been partaking in the adult beverages this evening. Yes.
You could say that. As a matter of fact, can you grab that pen for me, baby?
Oh wow! We're going. Wow.
I've got the beers. I really haven't slept. I did a fucking whole fucking fifth of Jack, playing the piano. Cause like Jerry Lee Lewis, if I'm going to hell, I'm going to hell playing the piano. So I fucking got up last night playing the piano, drinking Jack Daniels, and fucking woke up this morning. Didn't know what the fuck was going on, except my sweet little baby, my panda, my girl, my darling. Said, here, Brian Albertson, you bionic badass, take your pen and you start fucking getting right in the head. So I did that. And then I started having a few more beers and a few more shots, and life looked golden, baby.
Wow. And somehow you remembered that we had a Stir in the Pot. I did remind you. I did want to send out a little reminder because we got to do that with Mr. Albertson. So I appreciate your time, and thank you for starting your day with a little pen and adult beverages, because I think this is going to be perfect for one Mr. Brian Albertson.
Here, brother. It's just literally fucking, because I've been up for so long and partying for so long. It was literally the past 3 hours, me looking at my girl and going, holy fuck, it's shit, 3 more hours to let interview. You got to keep me awake, keep me moving. So he kept on feeding me beverages, feeding me the pen. And we even did some fucking goddamn dancing. We did some dancing. We did the fucking hokey pokey. We did the fucking goddamn Holly Gully. We were like a Portuguese wedding over here dancing.
Oh, sounds like a hootenanny at Albertsonville, if you will.
Oh, it sure was. Like we had the hoot, we had the nanny, we had the whole goddamn going
on. Always fun times with Mr. Albertson. Now, Mr. Albertson, it's been a little while since we've spoken, and I know some things have changed in your life. First off, I want to start with, you seem good through this whole COVID mess that we've got going on. Yourself, your better half, your friends, your family and such, everybody's good?
Well, you know what? It's been a fucking hard year for everybody. We could all say that. But the deal is, like, I chose at one point, like, I got very injured at work. And
COVID. Back to COVID, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. But between being injured at work and having to take time off from that and not wrestling or not anything, I was very blessed. I met a fucking great producer who he agreed to fucking like produce and engineer my album for free if I would use my album as a way to produce his studio, since he was brand new. So I mean, like, I've got such great things going on right now. Like, I've got my album came out. I've got the deal with this fucking producer where, like, I'm going to be a partner with him in it, help other people record their stuff. We just rescued 2 amazing fucking dogs. And as always, the fucking brightest and most perfect spot of my life is my darling Kim, my fiance. And it's kind of funny coming from me, who was always the fucking party hard, fucking destroy everything in sight guy. But like, I'm kind of like the hope and love guy now. That's not to say I'm not going to smoke this pen and drink this beer and ask my fucking girl for another shot. But
No, no, not at all. Please do. I do stalk you on the Facebook. I mean, I do follow you on the Facebook. So I do see. I see you putting the better half over a lot. As of late, I see the music has been flowing through one Mr. Albertson. Let's kind of focus and get this started right here with that portion of the program, because I'm very interested. I've heard only a couple tracks, but please introduce us to your music venture that you've got going on right now. The name of the band, your band members, anybody else you want to mention. Please give us everything that's going on musically, the recordings, how everything is going. Are there practices still happening with the COVID? Give us everything, Brian Albertson, and the music end right now, please.
well, I got to tell you, it's been tough with the pandemic, you know, as you could expect it is. But the thing that I was blessed with was the original drummer for my band, and my band has always been the legendary BSE. And it's sort of like the hard rock blues, sometimes metal, sometimes punk thing going on. And me and my drummer, we had an issue years ago, and a great blessing this year was that we ironed it out and that we're together and we're brothers once again. So that's an awesome thing. I started my YouTube channel this year, which was not just legendary BSE. It was demos and different things. We released a couple of albums that weren't really. It was a complete mess. It took a year and a half to record the album, and in the end, I realized one is going to be a solo album, which was my album called Working Man's Blues, and the other album was a legendary BSE album called Conflict. And that was all well and good, but then this year, about a month after I got hurt at work, as you can imagine, I was getting frustrated and bored, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with myself? It's a pandemic, I can't get, you know? But then I got drunk as fuck one night. Drunk as fuck. Can you give me my cigarettes? Thank you, baby. But I got drunk, and I was sitting here, and I was like, I've got all these songs that I've written, and I got no way to put them out. I got no way to do nothing. So I posted a random thing on Facebook. I was like, hey, anybody that knows what they're doing, if you can randomly hook me up with an acoustic recording for little to no money, that'd be great. And I got a few guys from like Connecticut and stuff, but I don't want to drive to New Haven every day, or you know what I mean? And this guy messaged me, Daniel Jebaraj from Cook Cut Studios, and he was like, I'm starting my studio up. If you will let me use your album to promote my studio, I will record your album for free. And now on top of that, I'm a partner in the studio to help him record other people. So it was such a serendipitous, amazing thing that happened. It's cool. And
that's a very cool thing that came out of you just looking for a recording.
Yeah, I was just drunk as shit. Like, can somebody record my bullshit ass?
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's very cool. So where have you gone from here? Also, before we get any further with that, what does legendary BSE stand for? I'm very, very curious.
Okay, so it started out as a joke, right? Like, it was about 12 years ago, and I didn't have a band, but we had a bunch of people that could play together to make a musical action if we had to. You know what I mean? So like we went to this fucking place, and the guy was like, "Oh, we booked a gig," and the guy says, "What's the name of the band?" And I was like, and we looked at him like, "Fuck, we don't have a band name. We just kind of all jammed together." So I looked at him and I was like, "It's the Brian Shovelton Experience." And my buddy looked at me like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Hey." what are we gonna do? I don't have anything better. Like it's a Brian Schultz experience. But then it turned into fucking BSE, and then as we got drunk and played all over the place doing nonsense, it turned into legendary BSE. So, but it was originally fucking a joke about fucking like this place asked me for a band name, and I just said, "Oh, it's the Brian Schultz experience. I'm fucking Jimi Hendrix."
Yes, yes. Fantastic story. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, at that time, you had the original group of guys, correct? When the name was culminating and all of that for a bit, correct?
Yeah, it was when we really got into calling it the legendary BSC. That was when we first got the chord together. And that's another thing I wanted to say is my drummer, Ron Tibbetts, affectionately known as Lunchbox.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't, we had an issue years ago, and I couldn't be happier that we've resolved everything. And we're back to where we were years ago, but a little older and wiser, where we can fucking talk and we're good and we understand what happens. So I'm so grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that friendship being rekindled, that reconnection. We love hearing stories like that, my friend. That's an awesome story right there.
No, he was always he was naturally my drummer, and we played in a million situations together. And then years ago, like just like it does, like if there's a little too much alcohol, there's a little too much stupidity, and you have a fucking falling out. And over the past 2 years, me and him have worked out. It's fucking so great now. Like we laugh, we joke, and he's a little older, and so am I. So we kind of get it more than we used to. That's about the music and not the bullshit. You know?
That's awesome. That's very cool. Now, you guys are getting older, and obviously it's called Legendary BSE. The older you get, you might have to revise that name. Now, hear me out. It's got a few letters to it, so it would go something like this: the AARP BSE. So you might have to transition because all you cats are getting older over there.
I don't know the last time you took a major ass whooping.
Okay, well, maybe I stepped over the boundary line. We don't want to get Brian Albertson and his bionic badass and his elbow, his fist. We don't want to get none of that. Fine.
Rose, baby.
Sorry if I stepped over the boundaries. Woo, we don't want that. So keeping in.
It's like when I do my comeback in a year or two. Fucking, you can always do a match with me versus you.
No, no. Delete. No. I've seen you bloodied up more than once. I don't want to partake in any of that fucking craziness. Absolutely not. No. No, you guys are at the recording studio.
It's fake. It's not real. It's fake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, when you guys are at the studio, was it all of the guys getting in together? Because when I went and recorded, we all got together. We brought our instruments and we did it as a live setting. Then went back, re-recorded the vocals and some of the guitar. How are you guys recording, or is it multiple guys? How is this? How did it come together at the studio?
Well, that's the beautiful thing, and this is gonna sound egotistical and fucking odd at the same time, but I play fucking a multitude of instruments, so it was literally the entire record: bass, organ, keys, guitar, harmonica, everything. I did every last motherfucking track myself.
Wow.
There was nobody. Every sound you hear on this fucking album is just me, period.
No shit. Very impressive, sir. I got to give it to you. I only know how to play guitar, so being multifaceted like that's amazing, my friend. Let's go back even further. Oh, go ahead.
Part of it is like over the years, because I'm fucking knocking on 50's door, age-wise. So like, but what part of it is like fucking. As I get older, I can't put up with a lot of people in this modern age. I'm like, look at this fucking asshole over here. I can't do it. These people are fucking goddamn stupid as shit. But what I do recognize is I wish I had clones of me for my band. So,
All right. I'm jumping in.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So he got himself like a piano organ, and he's playing his videos and playing the organ to it, and then telling me that he's playing with himself.
I've been playing myself since last week when I got the piano.
It's gross.
It's not gross. It's kind of sexy.
It's kind of sexy. Your better half is, man, she's got to be a tough woman.
She fucking deserves a medal. Really does. I love her to death, and she's a handful too. Don't let me fucking discount. She's a handful, but so am I, and so are we. So together we make two fucking handfuls. You're welcome.
It's that yin and the yang, my friend. The yin and the
Exactly.
yang. Now let's go back even further. Where does this music passion come from? Did you grow up with music? Did you always play instruments as you were growing up? Well, how did that cultivate?
I was a very, very fortunate young boy. My dad was a musician. My dad was my hero. He could do anything. He wrote books that were published. He made paintings that were in places. He was a teacher for over 40 years. He taught English and journalism. And much to my chagrin, I did not treat him like I should have for all these years. But he gave me this amazing gift of music. There's pictures of we always had a piano in my house. And there's pictures of me and my dad where I was like 3-4 years old. My dad's playing the piano, but he has me on his lap. And he's like guiding my hands where to go at 3 or 4 years old. And when I was 6, I started taking classical lessons. And it was, from 6 to 12, it was doing recitals. And I was kind of the kid that they showed off, which was weird and difficult. You know, like if you watch the movie Amadeus, there's a scene in the movie where Salieri's standing in the back and they're making a big deal out of Amadeus and he's drunk. But they're like, well, let's flip him upside down and see if he can do the keyboards with the hands behind his head. And my dad and I had seen the movie the week before, and like every time my parents had to get together with other adults, it was like parade the kid out, he could play. Like, listen to my kid play. I know. I don't fault them for it. I would be proud of my old child too, but it turns into a point where you're like kind of a fucking dancing monkey.
Yeah.
You know? But like we saw that movie and my dad flipped me over on my back in front of the fucking house guests that night, and I did the thing. And I always thought, I'm so psyched I had the talent and ability to do that and was gifted that way, because if I was just a fucking schmuck that didn't know how to do shit and his parents pushed him in those positions, you'd be like, fuck, I suck at everything. I was lucky. I was good at it. I just got lucky. Like any other kid would be like, what the fuck? My parents suck, life sucks.
That's awesome. Where because I've heard so many stories with people growing up with music in their life like that. I kind of fell into playing the guitar, so it's a kind of a different opposite story for myself. So I love hearing that you grew up with it. That's very cool. Now, where does it go from here, though? I've heard some of the stuff. It's from what I've heard. I've heard the bluesy stuff. Where does it go from here? Are you going to be making more material? Are you guys going to be going out? And, you know, and I know COVID is fucking shit up, but when that shit kind of lays low, are you guys looking, you know, the band itself, are you looking to get out there and perform, or what's going on here?
Well, the new album is a solo album. It's just me. It's a story, actually. It's a story about the worst shit that can possibly fucking happen to you, but you can get back up and make life work. That's the whole point of this album. Was this every song is a real story that I've lived through, and if you really listen to it, you're like, holy shit, that's fucking horrible. But the whole point of the album, like if you listen to certain lyrics at the tail ends of songs, it's about there's still a spark of hope. No matter how bad it gets, no matter what's going on with you, there's still a fucking spark of hope. And that's the point of the album. That's the point of the new material I've been writing. As far as the band, me and Lunchbox are committed to playing together. Me, legendary Ron Tibbetts, and I'm going to give a shout out to his other bands that he's in. He's in Anadonia and Schematics of the Void. Premier metal bands, very good. But he's also the core of the legendary BSC with me. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine having the band without him. You know, he's grown so much over the past few years as far as his musical ability, his maturity, his desire to have a life beyond just what we were 10 years ago when we played. Like 10 years ago, it was like, fuck, we're just going to get drunk and kill everything in sight. And we both have this desire now to have whatever music we play, make it be about hope for people. You know, make it be about something they can hold on to in their hearts, in their minds, in their souls, and let them get through the next 5 minutes of bullshit. You know, there's too many people that have been lost for nonsense reasons. If one person could have just said to them, hey, you know, like, I know you're fucked up. Like, come here, let's have a beer, relax, chill. Like, nobody gives a shit anymore, you know? And it's the whole country, the whole society, the whole world is fucked up because it's a matter of fucking currency over heart. And it's despicable and it's fucking wrong.
Now, you've said you take personal experiences in your songs. Do you take the real world happenings and incorporate that, or is it just your personal experiences?
Well, this album right now was personal experiences. I am actually, despite the fact that I just put this album out, I'm actually working on a new one. And the name of the new record is called Revolution. Out of a sheer disbelief at what the people of this country are putting up with at this fucking point. It's not a matter of it's not a matter of fucking anything except greed. That's what this whole country is right now. Greed. I don't know how to fix it. I just know that I will fight it. What this country has become is the absolute antithesis. This is my Dustin. But it's the actual antithesis of fucking what was intended to be for this country. And there are people that are fucking hurting. There are people that are fucking goddamn fucking dying in the fucking streets over racial issues. In fucking goddamn 2021 in the United States of America, we're still gonna fucking have an issue over race, sexual persuasion, and it's so insane. That's what we're gonna fight over. It's fucking stupid. What we need to fight over is how to make people fucking fed and housed and not sick anymore. And don't think for a second I'm going full Gandhi and fucking 100% nonviolence, boy, because fucking, I'll tell you this. I'm of the opinion that fucking everything's fucked up. But we have to have this fucking motion forward to overthrow it. But there comes a point where they've got all the guns. They've got all the bombs. So at what point does nonviolence become useless? At some point, you have to meet force with force. Since the 1960s, the anti-war movement, all the work those people did, they fucking marched, they protested, they did all this fucking shit. And then in the 70s, when the Vietnam War ended, same thing with the Cold War, same thing with it's the same thing over and over. Like, unless you're gonna fucking do a movement where you're gonna fucking actually fight them face to face, or you're gonna face them heart to heart, where your heart is trying to reach theirs. And that's a lot tougher than swinging a fist.
So this passion that you have, you seem to know exactly your ideas. You put them on paper for later on for music, because if you don't write them down, you forget your thoughts and stuff. Do you jot stuff down as you're going through your thoughts?
I do actually. I have a fucking bunch of notebooks laying around the house. So I'll be like laying in bed with my girl, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I gotta write this down. And I'll jump out of bed and go write it down, like, but it's I love writing, as a matter of fact, when I was in college years ago, many moons ago, in one of my classes, because I was big into writing and stuff, so like one of the classes was this girl that I met in there, and she lives in New Jersey now, and she has her husband there, and she was like, I want to hear the new stuff. I'm drunk, hang on. I'm parched, motherfucker. I'm parched. But anyway, so fucking she was always cool, and her husband is a publisher. And I was talking to her like a couple of months ago, and she was like, you know what? She was like, send me some stuff. She's like, I can't make any promises. She's like, my husband is a publisher at a book place. If he likes it, he'll publish it for you. And I was like, well, fuck yeah. But I looked through a ton of my old stuff and put together a good collection. But then it didn't seem right to me. I had another thing in mind where, since I was a small child, I've had, fuck off, Kim. Since I was a small child, I've had these recurring nightmares and recurring dreams where I would experience things from different lives. And that's what I took them as, and you can eat my whole motherfucking ass, Kim. Dude, I will eat your ass on fucking Skype.
Nope.
But to be fair, you have very handsome calves. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
I don't know. I got thrown off by the handsome calves and eat my ass, my whole ass, and I'll eat your ass on Skype. All of that combined, I kind of lost track myself. Oh, we were talking about writing, my friend. We were talking about writing.
Oh, yeah. So she, I put together a fucking bunch of stuff of my old stuff, and I put it together. It was a bunch of poems and stuff. But it was like, and I read it, and it was like good stuff. but it's not where I am now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I wrote this stuff, and some of it was years ago up until now, but it's not what I am now. So like, yeah, I'd still like to do something with it, but I had an idea for a book, which was short stories throughout, but the idea of remembering your past lives. I think I referenced people believing in past lives a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's going to be called Lives, and each short story is a different life. Where there was one from a little girl in Nagasaki. There was one from a teenage boy that lived in Germany. Like, so there's a bunch of different things like that where it's okay. This is different, you know, and I enjoy the concept of because everything I write, whether it's fucking, I wrote a couple of articles for a few places, but everything I write is coming from me. So I like the idea of telling the story of something else, somebody else. You know, it doesn't have to sound like me.
Right. And you're not like wrestling characters. When you make these things up, they seem to come better when they're more natural instead of making them from scratch. So taking personal experiences and putting them down is just so much easier than trying to start from a song and being like, what do I write? You know, blah blah blah. So those personal experiences make it much better. You know.
Well, you know, and that's what it is too. Is I not only are my songs all true stories, but it's also the fact of even when I wrestled, it was I wasn't the greatest wrestler fucking ever. Like I wasn't a great technical wrestler. I wasn't a fucking high flyer. I wasn't anything. I was older than most of the guys. But I went out there like and gave everything I fucking had, you know, and that's what matters in the end. Did you entertain these people? Did these people fucking were they satisfied for the ticket price they paid? And that's what fucking matters. Like, you know, and not to fucking mention, I may be fucking hurt right now. Speaking of wrestling, I may be hurt right now. Um, got hurt on the job, wasn't wrestling related, and working my way back to full everything. But despite my many retirements, I got a fucking couple of fucking matches left in me when fucking wrestling comes back around. I got a few more, and fucking big names that I'm gonna call out here. Big fucking names I'm gonna call out here. One hardcore fucking goddamn barbed wire fucking rope match. Me versus Len Oddity.
Oh my good. That sounds like it's just going to end your career right there.
Brother, I lost a lot of juice last time we faced each other. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
I lost a pint of blood, but I went to the hospital later.
Mm-hmm.
So, me versus Len Oddity in a straight up whatever match he wants. But I want it one-on-one, no tag team, no bullshit, no nothing. Just me versus Len.
That sounds death-defying.
Another one. Just because I love him so much, and I'm not being facetious when I say that. I do love the guy. He's a fucking hell of a person. Big Daddy T Phoenix.
Wow. Wow. Fantastic name there. Yeah.
He's one of the fucking, he's actually in this whole business is one of the fucking most fucking solid people I've met. You know? A lot of people think he's mean and he's angry, and he is. but he's a fucking good dude, a solid guy, fucking and that's why I'm saying.
Have you guys ever mixed it up? before?
Oh, we had a feud back in MAW a few years back. We did a casket match into the feud.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Well, I'll tell you this. Back then, I was a mess, and that people enjoyed the matches, but I would love being a little more clear-minded like I am now. I would love to do those matches with him again, because I think if it got over then when I was a fucking shit show, like with me having some shit going on where I know what I'm doing now, like I think it would be amazing. Like, but it would be great. Like, and I'll tell you, fucking T hits like a fucking freight train.
I have heard that, yes.
Holy shit, brother. I do love him to death. He's one of the sweetest guys. He bought me an egg roll once, which was fucking amazing. But fucking goddamn, that dude hits hard. Another guy, David Baker is another one I want to face. The Brit.
Oh, wow.
David Baker. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I want to face the Brick David Baker. I love him to death. Great fucking dude. But I did a tag team match with him one night, and fucking, he's known for his chops, and also so was I known for my chops. So like when our tag team partners tagged us in, fucking, it was like that ooh moment where we got in. Like it says, so fucking, and I'll tell you this, he fucking is a nightmare to get shot by. It's so fucking horrific, dude. It's like a fucking nuclear bomb went off into your fucking chest. But we get in the fucking, like, bam, he hits me, and I'm like, okay, and I fucking chop him back, chop me, chop back, and then he hit me with one, and I was just like, son of a bitch. Like, I just like went down on one knee and put my hands on my hips, like, fuck, that hurt, But after that, like, we did the whole fucking match, and I was a mess through the fucking thing. It was one of my worst matches, but I was glad to be in the ring with him and Dick Baker. Dick Baker. Dick Lane. Dick Baker.
Hey, I'm letting you go, my man. I'm letting you go.
Dick Baker.
You're gonna fall off your fucking chair. Oh my goodness. Whoopsie.
Holy shit. Well.
So you've mentioned Len Oddity, you've mentioned 1T Phoenix, and you've mentioned Mr. Baker, Brickhouse Baker, not Dick Baker. So those are the three guys that those are the three guys you feel that you still have it in you to get through.
I got one more, though.
Please.
This is a person who I have fucking multitudes of respect for. He served his country. Yeah, I know for a fact he's a good father and husband and person. But I also know he hits harder than fucking most of the people in this fucking business. And that's what I look for in a match, is somebody that can beat the shit out of me.
SOG.
So I would love, as soon as fucking the whole coronavirus shit is over with, one-on-one straight wrestling match. Brian Albertson versus Cipriano Abruzzi.
I thought I thought I had it, but you took me for a ride. That would be some fun. Now you're saying straight up traditional match, but the other three guys, you want to maybe mix it up a little bit, a little hardcore action besides Len Oddity. I mean, how far do you want to go with these things? Let's start with Len Oddity. You want to do a barbed wire match. Now,
he's take the fucking ropes down, wrap the fucking ring with barbed wire. That's me and Len Oddity.
Yeah. Now with T Phoenix, what are you feeling as a match with T Phoenix?
I I have nothing but love for Big Daddy T. But we had a feud some years back, and I always felt, and it's not a wrong feeling of mine, like I was green as fuck, and he carried me through those matches. Had I been a little more experienced, had I been a little fucking braver, they could have been amazing matches. They were cool. I mean, like if you watched them, they were entertaining. It's cool matches, like me and T Phoenix in the fucking Onlyville death match. Me and T Phoenix in the casket match. They're fun. You know, they're great to watch. My I wish I had been more seasoned at the time, and could have done a better job. But having said that, both of those matches were fucking painful as shit. Seriously, dude, that guy hits like a fucking freight train.
So would you want to run one of those specialty matches or something traditional with T?
Oh no, fuck me. We're gonna fucking do a goddamn fucking another match. We're gonna do like fucking goddamn Tennessee strap match.
Oh Jesus Christmas! Oh.
Me and T have beat each other for the last several years. Fucking, we're gonna do this. We never did a strap match, so like, yeah, fucking hook me and his arms up together, and fucking we'll just fucking beat the shit out of each other.
That sounds horrible. Brickhouse. What are we looking at with Mr. Brickhouse? What type of match? A specialty? A traditional? Because it seems like you want some coming ups on those chops, if you will. I don't think you can out chop him, but that's just me speaking. Well, what are you thinking for Brickhouse there? What type of match?
Well, you know, and again, David Baker, the Brick, is another guy. I fucking am very fond of him. I fucking love his work. I love everything he does. He's funny as hell just to hang out with. You know, like if you ever smoke a fucking goddamn joint with him, you're gonna be laughing for the next fucking half an hour, 45 minutes. But you know, like I said, like we had that match, and then he would keep joking around about it, like, oh, fucking, I almost fucking gave Brian a heart attack. I'm not gonna fucking wrestle him again, just on fucking back to his safety. I'm like, oh, really, young man? You know, like it's all good, dude. Like fucking. Hit me as hard as you can. Seriously, hit me as hard as you fucking can. I don't care who the fuck you are. Because we're not wrestling in a fucking goddamn coliseum like the WWE or even the fucking goofy AEW fucking bullshit. People that watch us are fucking that fucking close to us. So you fucking fake it, you slap your fucking leg, you don't take your fucking lumps. They know it and they laugh at you. And that's what the fucking problem is with wrestling right now. It's a bunch of guys doing fucking acrobatics and not taking the time to learn actually how to wrestle or fucking how to just take a fucking punch to the face, for fuck's sake. You know, like, and I'm not, I don't want to say I'm the last person to say I'm not a fucking technical wrestler at all. I got over it because of my fucking insanity. But fucking, god damn, the people that do this shit nowadays, like, what the fuck are they? Like, really? Like, come on, really? Like, I could, like, beat the shit out of both of the Young Bucks at the same time without breaking a sweat. What the fuck is Kenny Omega? He's a twat. I mean, all of them, even Jericho, who has fucking, even Jericho's a fucking midget, piece of shit. It's all like, fuck you. Like, fuck you, Judas. The whole, like, you know, and I'm fine. Like, somebody wants to call me out on this shit, call me out. Fuck you, Young Bucks. Fuck you, Kenny Omega. Fuck Chris Jericho. Is that big fucking jacked up fucking steroid motherfucker? Oh, Brian Cage. Fuck you too. This is fucking stupid. What wrestling has become is fucking stupid. Fuck wrestling and fuck people, especially people People suck dicks. Big quantities of fucking gigantic fucking sloppy dicks.
Oh.
You don't need people.
That took a that took a spin. The the question was, oh fuck me. The question.
Earlier, I told you I was going to be drunk during this.
You did, and I said I wanted you just the way you are, my friend. The question was, what type of match do you see between you and Mr. Brickhouse Baker? Between you and Brickhouse Baker.
Oh, me and David Baker. Like, I would love to do a. I would love to do a.
Oh fuck.
Fuck. I would love to do a fucking cage match with him.
Whoa! Holy shit! I did not see that coming.
No, the last cage match I did, I had a blast doing it. It was me versus Hunter Kane at the XW Event Center a couple of years ago. I'm like, and dude, that shit hurts, but it was fun.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it hurts, man. That shit ain't no joke.
No, that shit's ridiculous. Like getting your face smashed into that fucking steel fucking mesh there. It's fucking awful.
Oh,
but just
man.
jumping off of it.
Those are the things I avoid, but those are the things you run into that you want to run into. So, hey, kudos to you, my friend. Now,
when are we going to do our match?
No. Delete. There is no our match. No.
Come on, Jonathan Cage versus the Bionic Badass, Brian Albertson.
No. As we've spoken, I've seen you with a little bit of color. I am not down. Now, you mentioned a Mr. Abruzzi at the tail end of that, the four guys that you were thinking that you could probably cap your career off with. Mr. Abruzzi, and I did hear you mention a traditional match. That's something you'd like to do straight up, no specialty, none of that junk?
He's one of those guys that I never had the opportunity to get in the ring with.
Okay.
He's a great guy, and he's great at what he does, and that's why I would like, before I fucking hang it up for good, that's why I would like to get in the ring with him and give it a go. Like I have nothing but respect for the guy. And fucking one time he knocks fucking T Phoenix out. So I look forward to that. So like the motherfucker knocked T Phoenix out one time.
Wow.
So yeah, if I'm down with that. Like, bring me the biggest, baddest monsters you got. I'm happy with it. I love it.
Now, I know we probably touched upon it the last time we spoke. Well, not the last time, but when we sat down on a one-on-one. I want to mention the MMA portion before wrestling real quick. I wanted to interject that into this interview because we did touch upon it real quickly. MMA, when I first met you, we were outside of the chop shop when it was during intermission, and we got to talking about that. And I was like, wait, what the fuck did you just say? And we never really kind of jumped into that. MMA, where the hell does Brian Albertson start off in MMA? Was there a run at that? What's the record? Because I'm very curious about this MMA thing that you've spoken of, and we just haven't been able to dive into. Is that something you can talk to us about, sir?
I'm going to talk about it vaguely.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Because the deal is fucking, it was not legal. So
hey, we don't even have to. We don't have to speak about it at all if you don't want. I mean.
So there was a point where fucking I was fucking running the fucking streets, and I worked for certain people to collect debts.
Oh, okay.
And I did that for a while, and there became this opportunity where the different people that had those kinds of businesses in Providence decided they were going to get their best collectors together and fucking have fights and bet on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that was. That was fucking me in an old warehouse, fucking fighting straight up, no shoes, no socks, no shirt. One person either fucking taps out or goes down, and that was that.
Wow. Okay. Message received on all of that. So you take that and you get you get into wrestling. How does one go from doing something like that into wrestling? Was there a transition? How long in between from when you stopped that and into wrestling?
Well, the funny thing is, you know, like I was a fan of wrestling from the time I was a little boy. I would always like fucking find it on channel 38, the UHF channel or whatever, you know.
Yeah, click. Yeah.
My parents would be like, you know, that's bullshit and it's fake. I'm like, it's awesome. And I never grew out of it. And so there came a point where I was doing the fighting thing and I was like, Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers are just getting bigger and younger. Yeah. And I was like, and I met somebody that could point me in the right direction at the pro wrestling thing. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I've always loved it. Like, it can't be as bad as fucking fighting these big motherfuckers for real.
Yeah.
And I was fucking so wrong.
Oh my God. And I was fucking so wrong.
Nobody in an MMA fight, nobody fucking suddenly picked up a steel chair and smashed me in the face with it. You know? They never done a guy run out and jack me up to the top rope and put me through a table like Devon fucking Dudley.
I'm fucking dying. Oh my God.
Dude, fighting for real is way easier. You fucking take a look at him, you take one or two shots by the fucking guy, you fucking see what he's fucking up to, and you fucking decide how you can fight and how you can take him down. It's over with. These fucking motherfuckers gotta do fucking 25 minutes with JoJo the dog-faced fucking boy and make it look fucking believable. Fucking Jesus.
Oh my goodness. You know, I already had a title in mind of this episode, but I think I'm gonna change it to "No, I was fucking wrong." I think that's a great title for this one. Oh God, that was fantastic. Oh, so you're doing your music. You're looking for maybe a small little run in the wrestling career. Once this whole COVID bullshit comes to whatever it comes to, so we can get back out there. You seem to have a lot on your plate, sir. You're writing and all of this stuff. But I'm very curious because you're a multifaceted musician. Out of all the instruments that you can play, what do you seem that pleases you most to play, or is it writing?
You know, I'll say this. I can play a bunch of instruments, but as far as playing live, I get a charge out of playing the guitar like nothing else. Like, you hit that sweet spot, that moment in the fucking jam where you're fucking flying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just doing its thing. But with the piano, it's what I started off with when I was 6 years old. And I have a more emotional connection to it. It's a different relationship to each instrument.
Right.
Writing is writing. You know, writing is life. Writing is what I do. I've documented my entire fucking life. Like, I've got journals upon journals, you know, but I also try to fucking document the things that most people miss. Most people don't see in their everyday lives. I try to fucking bring back through what I write to a place where it could tweak your fucking head a little bit to fucking see where the magic is again. You know, where your hope is, where your fucking heart is, you know, and that's the goal of the stuff I'm writing now and the stuff I'm recording now and doing, is to It's a message of hope and love and what can we do for each other to make each other better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's a fantastic message.
While I'm on it, I just wanted to say Daniel Jebaraj from Kut Studios. He engineered and produced the new record. Brilliant fucking job, like jaw dropping. How pristine his mixes are.
Mm-hmm.
He's meeting him this year was a fucking gift. You know, we work great together, and we're going to be working in the future together in the studio beyond this album to do projects for other people. You know, and also I want to thank Melissa Lentini. I used to work with her at Lupo's years ago. She was the ticket taker at the door, and I was one of the bouncers. But she did the fucking artwork.
Oh wow!
The artwork for the fucking album cover. Like she did all of it. It's fucking brilliant and beautiful. You know, it's and also Kim's daughter, Story, did the lettering and all that stuff on the album. You know, and also just thanking Kim for putting up with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an easy fucking project. But
You don't say.
Day after day, week after week, she somehow puts up with me while and like Jerry Lee Lewis said, if I'm going to hell, I'm going to hell playing the piano.
Mr. Albertson, this has been a fine sitting. We've laughed and laughed. We've heard some very heartfelt stories. We've heard a lot of kind words. We've heard maybe a comeback down the road. We've talked plenty about your music, and that's what I really wanted to focus this interview on, because you seem to have an amazing passion for it. And before I let you go, I want you to tell the people, where do we find Legendary BSC, whatever platform, maybe Facebook or whatever you've got going on, what's going on in the future, whatever you want to push right now for your band. I want to give you the time before we let you go. So please let us know where we can find you guys.
All right. So as far as the new album, you can literally find it on every fucking streaming platform. It's fucking ridiculous. It's
okay.
Every place from fucking Pandora to fucking YouTube to fucking iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. I know people have bought it off Amazon. It's fucking insane. It's like 40 or 50 different fucking places. So, like, if you can't find it, you're an asshole. You don't know how to use the internet. You're a guy. But, like, seriously, fuck. I suck at this fucking new age bullshit. But fucking even I can find my own songs if I need to. So, fuck you. I don't want your money. But aside from that, okay, Legendary BSC, we're actually in the process of looking for a bass player.
Okay.
Once that fucking becomes fucking something that's doable, where we have a person that can play bass, I've got some places that will fucking pay to do fucking business right now.
Nice.
Depends on fucking how they want to do business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really give a flying fuck about the virus, but on the other hand, I'm not going to be the poster boy for fucking avoiding it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be Chris Jericho with fucking goddamn scourge, for fuck's sake. You know? Fuck that guy.
Well, boys and girls, go look for the Legendary BSC on all the platforms. There's about 40 of them. If you can't find them, go ahead, please.
The new record is on all the platforms. Kut Studios. And the other thing is the last few records were they're just on YouTube, the last couple of records.
Okay.
But the new one, the CDs will be here on Monday, so I have actually physical product if I can sell people if they want it.
Nice.
So Monday the CDs will be here. Fucking Legendary BSE, me and Lunchbox, my drummer. He's also a brilliant guitar player. He and me are working on an acoustic thing in the meantime to do like live shit, things like that, or Facebook Live, I mean.
Nice.
But yeah, like I mean, things are cool. I'm having a blast fucking playing for the first time in a long time. It got to be a job years ago and I pissed me off, but now it's actually it's awesome again.
You seem to be in a good place, my friend.
I am. I have the most beautiful, most wonderful fiance in the world. I've got two great, magnificent dogs. I've got people I enjoy working with at what is my passion to do. So, I mean, like, how could I not enjoy life right now?
Well, I am so glad to see that. And you have given us so much tonight. And I really do appreciate your time this evening. I thank you so much, Mr. Albertson.
You know what? It's a pleasure. I always love doing the interviews with you. I think this is great that you give people an opportunity for like their local heroes, whatever fed or whatever they're doing. I think it's great that you give an opportunity for these people to fucking see like the people that they fucking dig fucking seeing, but they can't right now. So I think it's a cool thing. You know, like I mean, not that anybody's going out of their way to fucking see the next Brian Albertson movie.
Hey, but hey, you never know. You never know.
Dude, the next Brian Albertson movie is going to be a fucking goddamn fucking dinosaur porno.
Bad visual. Thanks for that. You've been an absolute blast, sir. This has been Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid, and my goodness, boys and girls, my very special guest, the Bionic Badass himself, Brian Albertson. Thank you, my man.
Thank you, brother.